generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we got our monthly Shoot the Sheev. Of course, better late than never, right? Just because we are very busy right now in our lives, and so we have finally gotten to Shoot the Sheev for the month. So there wasn't a whole lot that happened this month, so we are going to go over the couple of things that did make some headlines, but um, I think we have some good stuff here. And some of it we can actually relate to because we bought something that was big that came out this month. So, first things first, looking at movies and TV shows. Of course, probably the biggest Star Wars movie news that's been going around is Star Wars Starfighter, the big new Ryan Gosling movie. Um, there is a Star Wars movie coming out before that movie, Mandalorian and Grogu. But this is the movie that's been getting more and more attention as time goes on.
I
And
feel like we haven't really heard a whole lot about that Mando and Grogu movie.
well, we saw it at Star Wars Celebration. We did get a clip. And I know it wasn't your favorite because you told me it wasn't. Um,
I feel like the hype isn't there for that movie, which is weird because it should be, because the show was so popular, you know?
yeah, but then also season three kind of left a bad taste in people's mouths. So,
Well, and then they said Ryan Gosling and everybody just focused on that instead.
well, actually, I guess we can interject. That reminded me, and I did not put it on my list. We'll come back to Starfighter, but really quick about Mandalorian. Um, what's her face? The lady that played,
Cara Dune.
no, not Cara Dune. That played Bo-Katan.
Oh, that's right. Um,
She had like a bombshell of information that came out. Is it Katie Sackhoff?
yes.
So, sh
Yes. Yep.
so she has been Bo-Katan for years, and if Mando season three was, or maybe even season two, I don't remember what season she officially came in, but if your introduction to her was Mando, you don't know the half of what she's been involved in because she was in the animated shows as well as Bo-Katan. And it's really strange because she came out in an
As well as
interview.
Mando.
Huh?
As well as Mando.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
I said if your first introduction was her and Mando, there's a whole lot of other stuff that she was in.
Right.
But she came out and she said that she's never understood the character of Bo-Katan. She can't relate to her, and it like messed her up. I was like, what? What do you mean?
In relation to her being in The Mandalorian, right? Or are you saying did she mean that for like the whole lifespan of the character?
The whole lifespan. She said even during the animated show, she didn't quite get what her thing was.
Oh,
She was just being somebody, basically.
weird.
Yeah, that's very strange because you would think after so much time playing Bo-Katan, you would have some sort of idea. And
Yeah,
especially
well,
if the show is kind of moving in her direction, she better figure it out.
how do you keep a secret like that for that long? Like it must have been eating her alive, and that's why she finally said something, but like why didn't you speak up sooner so you could have a better idea of your character? I feel like that's, granted, I'm not an actress by any means, but I feel like that would be like one of the number one things when you're trying to play a character is making sure you understand the character that you're playing.
Well, maybe if the one thing that you understand is that you don't understand and you do that the entire time, it must come across pretty consistent.
It's just so strange.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. But uh, back to our original conversation about Starfighter, the big news is that new cast members have been revealed. There's been a lot of them revealed already, but there were some new ones. Amy Adams, Flynn Gray, and Aaron Pierre joined Starfighter. Did any of those ring a bell for you?
I've definitely seen or at least heard of Amy Adams. I don't know what I've seen her in. I feel like she was wasn't she one of the Cinderellas or something at once upon a time? Not yeah, she was an Enchanted.
Oh, okay.
I have it's funny I say that I know her from that because I haven't seen that movie, but
I haven't seen it either. I know what it is.
I feel like I just remember hearing about her eating a fish or pretending to eat a fish in that movie.
I don't know. Um, but that's one of our new pieces of information about the movie. I think I'm way more, and this is someone that's already been revealed, but I'm way more interested in seeing what character Mia Goth is going to play. Because we know her from Maxine, X, and Pearl.
I did not catch that you said that. She also has been Lois Lane in the Justice League and Batman versus Superman.
Amy Adams.
She's been in a handful of other things too, but that might be one of the places that you and I might have known her
Oh,
or seen her in a commercial or something.
I've
But yeah,
seen that.
Mia Goth, that'll be interesting too.
Yeah, I see her playing maybe like a creepy Twilight character. That's who I think Mia Goth would play. Like a character, maybe like a red Twi'lek with sharp teeth. That's just creepy. I think that's what she could do.
I could see that.
Yeah, maybe like in a bounty hunter group or something.
Yeah. When was trying to think of who she'd play, I didn't think of a Twi'lek necessarily or any particular species, but I was thinking along the lines of like a more creepy or like behind the shadows type character.
Yeah, she'd be quite shady. Okay. So production of the movie began. We had some shots of Ryan Gosling taken, and I can't remember what Comic-Con. There was a con that happened recently, and they did share a photo of him on set. I think it was like him sitting next to some other character in a dark room or something. I don't know. But it's kind of like our first little taste of the movie coming out. Um, I'm excited for the movie, but we're gonna be waiting quite some time because it's scheduled for May 28th of 2027. So not next year, but the year after.
That's because next year is supposed to be the Mando Grogu movie, right?
Right. I thought at one point they were aiming to have two movies per year, but I could be mistaken. Like one in May and one in December, but I don't think that's happening.
I guess it depends on if the Mando Grogu is December of 26, because then it
May.
would be December and May.
No, it's coming out in May.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. I guess 1 year apart.
Yeah. Uh, all right, so our next little segment, supposedly Ewan McGregor was at Fan Expo Chicago, and he said something that was kind of weird, but then he told audiences like, "I'm just kidding. I know it wouldn't work that way." But he had mentioned that he had watched Andor. He binge watched it, and he had said something along the lines of, "Man, it'd be really cool if there was an Andor season 3 and Obi-Wan could be a part of it. That way I can be an Andor." And he kind of said it, waited to see how people would react, and then he was like, "I'm kidding. I know Rogue One is season 3, but wouldn't it be great?" Kind of a thing. Um, he also mentioned that because there's been some rumors going around that he might be part of season 2 of Ahsoka. He's put the kibosh on that. He's saying that he is not returning as Obi-Wan in season 2, But it makes me wonder, is that him kind of like lying out of the side of his mouth because he's Ben Kenobi? Like if he said, I'm not coming back as Obi-Wan, but maybe Ben. I don't know. I I could see something like that coming, like being a tactic that actors use to tell like a white lie.
I could see that. Does so here's my question for you, just because I haven't taken the time to put the pieces together yet. Does the timeline line up where he could even be a part of it during that season?
He'd be a Force ghost with Anakin. Because remember, Anakin was a Force ghost to Ahsoka.
Oh, that's right. For some reason, I was thinking back to like when Ahsoka was training and whatnot, and not remembering that this was long after that.
Uh,
That makes
but uh,
sense.
but there was some segments in Ahsoka where she was training and Anakin was there, but remember it was like a training hologram.
Right. Well, in that case, if he's a Force ghost, he could be Master Kenobi.
Could be
Or, my favorite, as General Grievous says.
General
Or
Kenobi.
doesn't he say General Kenobi?
Yeah,
Okay. I thought so.
because he was a general in the Clone Wars.
But as soon as I was about to say it, I started to second guess myself.
She was like, I can feel the hate comments coming. Our last piece of news in the movies category is that Disney did announce that there's going to be a theatrical re-release of A New Hope, for the 50th anniversary, which is not next year, it's the year after, 2027. Uh, it hasn't been officially announced what version they're going to show. Some people are wondering, with this being the 50th anniversary, are they going to show the original cut? Which would be really cool if they did. It's the 50th anniversary of the original cut, not the 50th anniversary of the special editions. So I think Disney has a really big responsibility on their hands here with this one because this could be a slam dunk where people flood the movie theaters to see the original cut again. Or if they do the special edition, the one that's basically on Disney Plus, I know that they've made a decent amount of money recently with re-releases, like with when we saw Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi, but I don't know. Something tells me they would make boatloads more money if they did the original cut.
I feel like that would be a really good way to bring in the ultra fans more than just, oh, I can see the regular movie on the big screen, but like it's something that makes it a little extra special.
Hmm. We actually have the original cuts. There was a, forget what year it was. There was a year where Lucasfilm like did this offshoot, like very limited release of a DVD double pack, and the double pack had the original cut of the movies back then, and then the new special edition after so many iterations version in it as well. I think it's so old that it has either a demo of Republic Commando or Lego Star Wars on it. So that kind of tells you about the time that it came out. Um,
I feel like it'd be really fun to set them up on two TVs side by side and watch them together at the same time.
it would be interesting, that's for sure. Um, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see the differences in them. Makes me wonder if they do release the original cut, would we go? That'd be a big question. Because we've seen Star Wars a handful of different times in different ways and shapes or forms. Like we saw Star Wars in concert, which we watched the original. We've seen a couple of them in theaters as of late, but I don't know. That could be pretty special if it's the original.
I feel like if it's going to be the same as Disney Plus, I feel like we're going to pass on it, and I'll explain why in a moment. But if it's the original cut, I could see us going. And it's not just like, oh, I hate the special edition or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with that. It's more of what you said of how we've seen it so many times that like having it be that extra special version, I think would be a reason to bring us into it versus just watching it regularly but on the big screen.
Also, and people might roll their eyes at this, but if there's one group of people, not Star Wars fans, but if there's one group of people that will talk all the time during a movie, it's those that are revisiting their favorites. So, like when we've seen Star Wars, when we've seen Jurassic Park, when we went and saw Jaws this past weekend, people just talk, talk, talk. And so, if you don't enjoy going to the movies and hearing people talk the whole time, re-releases may not be your thing. It for multiple
Yeah.
reasons. One, you got the people that have to recite every word. Two, people that have to, um, you know, explain to their friends of what's going on in the film, or they're pointing out their favorite scenes. Or number three, which I do a lot at home, but never at the movie theater, which is pointing out behind the scenes fun facts because they're fun. I had the urge to do it when we were watching Jaws, but I didn't do it. Okay, moving on after my daytime Emmy. Um,
Before we move on, I had one for the TV show type category.
oh, proceed, proceed.
Star Wars Visions Season 3. Now, I don't know if this was already announced that there was going to be a third season just in general,
There was.
but what we know now is an actual release date. So Disney said it was coming out October 29, which is only about 2 months away. It's not very far away.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know I watch Visions every time they come out with them. Some are great, some are some are in between, but
I've only seen maybe 2 episodes or so. They were okay. I don't know. I just never really got into it. It's not that I think that the show is bad. It's just not something that's really pulled me in. And I think a big piece of that is that I have a very hard time with every episode being completely unrelated to the last and not having any continuity with the actual franchise itself because and it's the whole point of the show, right? Is like, what if this happened, or what if we reimagined this a certain way or a different art style or, I mean, if you've seen the show, you know what I mean.
if you haven't seen the show, it's basically all these different studios that make, different forms of animation, and they're being told, hey, if you could do your animation in the world of Star Wars, what story would you like to tell? And then they basically submit their ideas, and then, Disney says yes to these 10 people, and then they put it out as a season.
That is a much more beautiful way to put it than what I was scrambling to try to say. So thank you.
It's okay. I watched the show.
I I am aware, yes. Um, it makes you wonder how many different seasons could they even get to, Like how vast can we expand this universe in so many different ways?
Well, what I also think would be interesting is eventually, because, when they release these seasons, there's some episodes that hit, and there's some that don't. And it makes me wonder if they would ever go to the ones that are major hits and be like, hey, do you want to do a whole little show on this? And then, expand on it. Like the samurai one, that was the very first one that ever came out. A lightsaber umbrella, fascinating idea. So we want more of that, right? So like what if we learned more about that character or more about that time period and how things worked in that part of the galaxy? That could be a very cool show.
You have my interest piqued. I'm curious on a lightsaber umbrella now. We might have to
Well,
watch that one.
you have to just watch the one episode. It's only like 15 minutes. Um,
The one
yeah.
thing that I don't know about this release is, are they going to release it all at once or are they going to release it weekly? And my hunch says all at once just because again, they're not related. So it's not like you're what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as somebody that has watched them before, they drop them all at once.
Okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Star Wars Visions, October.
October 29,
So far
like
away.
2 days before Halloween. I
Yeah,
don't know, they must like Wednesdays or something.
that's kind of a dumb date because like I guess unless I watch all of them on the first day, I'm gonna have zero interest on Halloween because on Halloween I watch Halloween stuff.
Well, you'll have 2 days to binge it then, I guess, before Halloween.
Yeah, you can binge that probably in a night just because of how fast they go. But we did have a little bit of board game news. There is a board game that has been much anticipated since its announcement, The Battle of Hoth. We have not gotten this game yet. It is definitely one that is on my wish list of birthday ideas for sure.
Board game? Did I
Yeah,
catch
it's a
that right?
board game. It's a board game. I forget the amount of players. I think it's like probably 1 to 6 or one. I don't know. But anyways, basically there's I don't know 10 different scenarios that they write out in the book. So you have different ways to play the game, like different starting points of the battle, and then you have to try to win. Um, yeah, I haven't played it. I haven't seen a whole lot about how it works, but if it's got Star Wars on the name and it looks like it's great quality, I want it for sure.
Have, have we seen it in store?
No, it just came out, I want to say yesterday,
Oh, okay. Very recent then.
but if you went to, I think it was GamesCon, if you had, or GameCon, there's two that sound very similar, that one's for board games, one's for video games.
Mm.
Um, but I think it was sold early at one of those conventions, but getting it to the public, I think it was fairly recently. It's like $80.
That's not very cheap, but
No.
a lot of I feel like that's the trend with a lot of board games nowadays is as we get away from ones that are specifically for children, I feel like a lot of the games that are more aimed at adults are getting to be such high price tags. And for the most part, the quality seems to be following it, but at the same time, like that is an expensive game.
All right, I have a small correction here. Well, first things first, it's $60, not 80. But it
Okay.
is on Amazon now. So I can put it directly on my wish list. It's 2 to 4 players, and it says it's about 30 minutes of gameplay.
Okay. It's pretty
So
quick for a board game.
take a quick second here. Boom, there, gift ideas. The other big game that came out, it's not Star Wars, but the new Lord of the Rings board game that came out, that has my attention too. The one that's like made by the people that made Pandemic. So
Oh, yep.
excited about all of the above. Uh, okay. We didn't have really any video game news this month. I It's not Star Wars, but it is Lucasfilm. I know I think the latest Indiana Jones DLC came out. I have not played the Indiana Jones game yet. It is on my radar. I really want to play it. But because I cover baseball so much, MLB The Show, I don't have a whole lot of time for indie. I have been playing Donkey Kong, and that's been a lot of fun. So maybe after Donkey Kong. But we do have some other news stories still to talk about. One of them, we actually got to participate a little bit in the fun, and that is that there was a whole bunch of new Lego sets that came out in August. And which one did you get, Sarah?
I got Wicket, the Ewok. Very excited for that. I feel like we touched on it last month on the channel because we ordered it, but now we actually have it. And there was one key detail that Jeremy, you noticed on the box that I didn't even notice till I sent you a picture because I was so excited that it'd come in the mail. And that was that he actually comes with the cookie or cracker or whatever it is that Leia gives to him when Leia first meets Wicket. So I think that's just a neat little Easter egg. doesn't really look like much. It just looks like a little circled disc in his hand. But what a
That's what
cute little
sells it.
touch.
That's what sells it. It's all about the cookie. That set is over 1,000 pieces, and it's $130. I think it's going to be well worth it. We've only bought one other, I think one other Lego set that's like that, being Yoda with the lightsaber.
Yep.
Uh, so I think it's going to be a great build, and we look forward to it. But some of the other ones that were released, there was a Jango Fett's Starship. The real ones know it's the slave one, not the fire spray. V-19 Torrent Starfighter, the Force Burner Snowspeeder, the 327th Star Corps Clone Troopers Battle Pack, the Battle of Fallujah Separatist MTT, the Republic Juggernaut, and the UCS ATST Walker. So that's quite a few Star Wars Lego sets that dropped this month. So if you're a Lego collector, I bet your wallet's hurting a little bit. But if you're like us, where you pick one of them, can't go wrong with Wicket, that's for sure.
I am definitely happy with our selection, I must say. I am extremely biased, being that Wicket and the Ewoks are my favorite of the Star Wars universe, but that is a lot of different Lego sets to be dropping kind of all at once. I didn't realize there was that many.
Maybe that's why there were so many like clearance and sale stickers lately.
I bet you're
They
right.
were clearing the
They had to
shelves.
make some room.
Yep. Of course, not enough of a clearance sale for us to go bananas on the section, but we were noticing that there were some popping up in the stores.
I
Um,
feel like for the most part they were trying to clear out a lot of their, I'm gonna say, medium to smaller size sets. They weren't the giant sets. They weren't the little like just one or two uh minifigures, like the little plastic packaging that is like a plastic baggie. But it was those, 30 to $50 sets, I'd say.
I think also because I mean, if you've been around on our channel, you know that we do liquidation, well, we used to at least. And I think the place that we would normally go to, I didn't you see, or I think I saw quite a few of the helmet Lego sets popping up. So I think those got liquidated a little bit from Target too.
I think you're right, yeah.
The last piece of news that I got for us, and I have a whole list of the things that fit in this category, but it's the Star Wars books. We had a handful of books drop this month. Uh, there was a book called, and this might be one that we have to pick up because it sounds kind of cool. Star Wars, I Find Your Lack of Candy Disturbing. It's a Halloween themed greeting book. Uh,
That sounds awesome.
As it was launched on StarWars.com in my notes, so um, I don't know if that's a digital book or if it's a physical one you can buy. I don't know.
It better be physical.
Yeah, we'll have to go. We'll have to see. Let's see. We got a whole bunch of comic books too. We had Star Wars Visions Treasury Edition. It's where it's kind of like the omnibus type books where they take a whole bunch of them and put them all in one book.
Hmm.
Legacy of Vader #7. That's the series that follows Kylo Ren. That's one that I actually really would like to read, but I just haven't taken the time to do it. Jedi Knights #6. This is one that follows Qui-Gon Jinn and the Jedi. The Art of Star Wars Outlaws. So that's the video game that got the not greatest attention. I guess that could be one of our pieces of video game news is that Outlaws will be coming to the Nintendo Switch too. I am very curious to see how its sales do though, based on, it not doing so hot initially. We got Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, so more stuff for the High Republic era. There was a new magazine issue that came out that spotlighted Andor Season 2. We had issue #4 of Star Wars, which is it's a Marvel comic series I think it's Marvel, maybe it's Dark Horse. But anyways, it's a series that's called Star Wars, and it's, got a whole bunch of different adventures in it. And then last but not least, there is one from the Dr. Aphra series, Chaos Agent number 3. And that one recently came out like a couple days ago. So if you're big into the Dr. Aphra series, there you go. Um, I've only read comic books with her in it when it was there was a Darth Vader series not too long ago. Actually, it probably is long ago because I remember reading that years ago. So I sit corrected. But I read through a couple of those, and she was a pretty cool character. I think she's the one that had the like torture droid, like C-3PO looking black droid that had like all the tools on his fingers to torture people. It's pretty wild. I was super happy when I found that Black Series figure, needless to say. But that's all I got. Do you got any others?
I don't think I heard you talk about any novels, so it's just a lot of comic books and magazines. Did I catch that right?
Comic books, magazines, and then the art of book,
Okay.
the art of
Interesting.
outlaws.
Um, no, I don't have anything to add this time around, aside from visions that I added earlier on this segment. It's been, as you said, it's been kind of a quiet month for this, and with us really toning down our collection of the Black Series figures, I feel like we don't follow the toys nearly as much as we used to. So I don't have a whole lot to add for that.
I do remember a Black Series figure set that if I was still collecting as hardcore as I used to, I probably would have bought it. I think it was a con exclusive because there's a version that was released at a convention, and then there's like individuals coming out, for the stores. And it was a Black Series combo pack of Anakin as Darth Vader and then Obi-Wan, and it was their battle on Mustafar, and it was like a two-character pack with little pieces of diorama that you could put together so it looked like a little scene. That was pretty cool, but that hobby is getting very expensive. It's almost like, do you want to buy one action figure or would you like to buy one new board game? Or if you want to buy that two pack, do you want to do that or do you want to buy the Battle of Hoth? So it's choices, choices, choices.
I do
Um,
feel like the price on the Black Series figures has toned down a little because at least around here, so they were, what was it, like 22 for a single pack without like for a standard character, not meaning not one of the extra wide boxes where they come with all the extra accessories. And then it crept up to 25, and then I swear it crept up to like 28 or 29, maybe even 30. But I think they've come back down to around the 24, 25 mark.
depending on where you go, it is outrageous. If you go to FYE, it's like $40, $50 a figure. That is unnecessary. And if you buy your figures from FYE, shame on you.
You're getting robbed. Even with their buy two get one that they do sometimes, that basically makes it regular retail at any other store you go to.
Yeah. So get your action figures from literally any other store except for FYE,
Yep.
and you'll be able to buy lunch too.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is our Shoot the Sheev of the month for the month of August. We'll be back here towards the end of September to talk about the September news. Hopefully, we got some cool new things to talk about, and maybe we'll be able to talk about our opinions on Battle of Hoth if we end up picking that up in the next month. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drop us a like if you like the video, and drop us a comment letting us know your thoughts on this month's news pieces. And if there was one that we didn't talk about that you thought was news noteworthy, let us know in the comments. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.